Hey, what's up, guys? Chad here with the Reptile Rangers. Now, we're at the Kernersville Reptile Zoo and Medical Center again today, and we're going to talk about a pretty controversial topic for either non-reptile keeping individuals or reptile keeping individuals. But just before we get into that, right in that bottom corner right over there is our subscriber button. Make sure you hit that, and we appreciate you following along week after week after week. Now, let's get right into this. All right, as you guys can see, I've got this just standard old, normal ball python here, just kind of hanging out with me for this video. And the question is, for this video, are snakes bad? Well, you know, the short answer to that is absolutely, unequivocally, no. Snakes are not bad. They're not bad animals at all. There's a lot of misconceptions about these animals over the years, about exactly what makes a snake bad. So the thing is, when we start talking about what makes something bad, most people go to what is their primitive or primordial fears that they have when it comes to a specific topic. Snakes are not bad at all. Let's just get right into this. Snakes are not in the least bad animals. Snakes are very underrated, very misunderstood animals that have a job to do in the wild. They're there for a purpose, and they get a very bad rap because of people's inherent fears. Let's talk about some of the things as far as the snakes goes. You know, I want to say, in showing like different pictures and things that we have going on or that goes on throughout the world, snakes are absolutely awesome in many different areas. They help keep a lot of diseases in check. So most people are afraid of, oh man, what if the snake bites you? Okay, it bites you. What if your kid bit you? What if your brother or sister bit you? What if your dumb dog or cat bit you? Okay, there's far worse bites that you can take than from a snake bite. Now, we're not talking about venomous, okay, in this particular category. Obviously, that's bad. But just a standard snake bite from a corn snake, a king snake, or a ball python, and things like that, there may be a little discomfort to it, but it's not that big of a deal. In a lot of cases, a lot of folks don't even know they've been bit when they've been bit by a smaller snake or a pet snake, something like that, because their teeth is incredibly small. So it's just what we think the snake bite is going to be. Now, another thing that a lot of people, oh man, what if it tries to come after you? Really? This is going to try and tangle this. Really? At what part does common sense ever come into play in people's brains? Well, I can about answer that. We can look at the state of the world today and kind of answer that question. But anyways, common sense is not very common anymore, okay, in the least. But think about it this way, and I use this analogy with our clientele all the time that come in if they're brand new and they're worried about something. Oh man, what if the snake does this, or what if the snake does that, or what if it comes after me? Lord have mercy. So my question to them is, what if I go to the zoo and I go walk up and I punch a rhino in the mouth? Is that going to do me much good? Not really. So it doesn't do much good for something this size to walk up and just start trying to tangle with me. It's just not going to work. Even venomous snakes. Venomous snakes aren't out there to just go and just start biting anything that walks along or finding the first human to go and bite and envenomate. It does no good. It's not a bullet. It's not going to drop that person quickly or that animal or whatever. So it still gives them the opportunity, meaning whoever or whatever they bit, gives them the opportunity to hurt that snake. So a lot of the times your venomous snakes will hide in plain sight because if they move, all of a sudden you've seen them, you could be a predator for them. So if they move, now all of a sudden they have given away my position is what the snake is going to think. So the only time they bite is if they get super close. There have been a couple of cases where somebody was harassing something and it started to defend itself. In the case of children and things like that, okay, that's a little bit different. But by and large, these animals aren't just going to come at you or try and hurt you or do anything of that sort. So with that being said, no, snakes are not bad. They're not out there to just get you. The old, the old adage of, there's many different, like I said, there's many different cultures that see the snake as one thing or the other, from religious organizations to secular organizations, to any kind of old ritualistic things that involve snakes. There are so many different ideals and belief systems about a snake that it's so ridiculous. Just look at science. Look at the animals. These guys are out here for a purpose. For one thing, think about it this way. We have a lot of clientele that are allergic to animals, cats, dogs, maybe birds, things like that. Guess what? They're not going to be allergic to this. On a very rare case will somebody be allergic to a snake or a reptile in general. Now, they do carry things like bacteria. I mean, there can be salmonella, there can be other bacteria and things, but diseases is a little bit different. And generally speaking, you can't catch a disease from a snake, okay? But again, understand that snakes are out here doing and playing an important role in the environment. They are eating things that get into, your chicken coops. Now, granted, yes, the snakes will get into the chicken coops. They'll take an egg from time to time. But I've had a lot of farmers tell me, you know what, as long as they pay their rent, meaning as long as they're keeping the mice in check, as long as they're keeping the chipmunks or the rats or whatever in check, they can have an egg or two. That's their payment for doing their job at keeping the nasty, foul bacteria out of their chicken coops or their grain, their meal, their corn meal, the corn bags, any number of things that happen on a farm. So most of your farmers like the snakes a whole lot more than they like the rodents. See, a lot of people go, oh, look how cute and furry. Yeah, cute and furry will kill you, okay? That black plague, dysentery, botulism, rabies, avian flu. There's so many different diseases that these animals can be carriers of and more that these animals help keep in check to help keep us safe. Now, there's animals out there that help keep these animals in balance. You have snake-eating snakes. You have other animals that will eat snakes. And everything has to be within balance. But the old adage of, man, snakes are bad. Snakes are bad. One of my favorite statements is when somebody goes, the only good snake is a dead snake, because my response is the only good moron is a dead moron. And too bad natural selection doesn't work in humans the way that it does in animals. Let's be honest. So I don't play it. I don't feed into the stupidity, and I definitely don't like the ignorance that a lot of people can spew about animals that are out here playing an important role in the environment. So, the question was, are snakes bad? And we thank the viewer for that. No, snakes are not bad at all. Snakes are out here to do a job and play an important role in the environment. If you're afraid of a snake, there's nothing wrong with a healthy fear. But irrational fears are what's not healthy at all. And that's what education is for. You don't have to necessarily become one of those that just wants a snake pet. And I've had many couples. You have the husband and wife come in, and maybe the wife is into it, the husband is not, or maybe the husband is into it, the wife is not, and that's okay. It's okay to not necessarily have an interest in something, but an irrational fear, whatever that fear may be, is foolish. Let's take the time to learn. Because we can save a lot of animals, a lot of snakes from being killed irrationally just because of some fool's irrational thought process, and they feel that they need to kill something because they don't understand it. This is Chad. We are the Reptile Rangers here at the Kernersville Reptile Zoo and Medical Center and Store. We appreciate you coming along week after week after week. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe button, the bell for notification. Make sure to check out our other social media, Instagram at Kernersville Reptile Zoo, Facebook at Kernersville Reptile Zoo, the TikTok channel at Reptile Rangers, and then, of course, the YouTube channel here as well. Feel free to write us in and let us know of other things you want us to film about. We appreciate all the folks that's doing that, and we're trying to get to video after video. And we, again, appreciate you guys coming along. If you need anything, our information will be in the description below. Feel free and get in touch with us anytime. Now, again, we appreciate you coming along with us, and we look forward to seeing you soon. We'll either see you here at the zoo, or we'll see you on the next episode. Later.